This AI model cloned my dead grandfather's voice emotional. The dusty shoebox full of faded Polaroids felt like a relic from another civilization. My grandfather, Harold Gramps to anyone under 5 feet tall, had been gone 7 years. Time had softened the sharp edges of grief, but the silence where his booming laugh and ridiculous stories used to be remained a palpable void. Then I stumbled down a digital rabbit hole and found something terrifying, miraculous, and deeply, profoundly weird. An AI voice cloning service promising to resurrect the dead. Well, not literally resurrect, but replicate their voice with unsettling accuracy. My first thought, Gramps would have hated this. My second, I absolutely have to try it. The process felt equal parts sacred and sacrilegious. Forget needing a pristine studio recording. This AI, boasting a name like Echo Forge or Resonance AI, something vaguely sci-fi and expensive sounding, claimed it could work magic with mere scraps. I scoured old hard drives, cloud backups, and finally struck gold. A 5-year-old voicemail. Gramps, ever the technophobe, had somehow managed to leave a message. Kid, pick up the blasted phone. Your Nana says I gotta ask if you're coming for Sunday meatloaf. She's making that fancy cheese kind you like. Don't make me eat it all myself. It gives me heartburn something fierce. Call back. Classic Gramps. Rambling, slightly annoyed, full of love disguised as culinary threat. There was also a shaky smartphone video from a birthday barbecue, capturing him mid-rant about squirrels stealing his prized tomatoes. Damn furry little bandits. Built like featherweights, eat like sumo wrestlers. Perfect. Grit, warmth, and signature grumpiness, captured in digital amber. Uploading these fragments felt like feeding memories into a digital woodchipper. The interface was sleek, sterile, asking dispassionate questions, desired emotional tone. I clicked affectionate/grumpy. Any signature phrases? Damned bandits, fancy cheese, heartburn something fierce. I hesitated over the generate button. Was this profound connection? Or high-tech grave robbing? My finger hovered, fueled by equal parts desperate longing and morbid curiosity. Click. The processing bar crawled. Minutes felt like hours. My rational brain screamed warnings about uncanny valleys and digital zombies. My heart thumped a frantic rhythm against my ribs. Then, a notification. Your voice model, Harold_project is ready. Deep breath. I typed a simple test phrase, "Hey kid, house tricks?" and hit play. Silence. Then his voice. Not a recording. Not impression. His voice. The exact timbre, the slight gravel in the lower register. The way he slightly drawled kid. It was like being punched in the soul. Tears, hot and immediate, blur my screen. 7 years vanished. He was there in my headphones, grumpy and present. I laughed through the tears, a slightly hysterical sound. It worked. It actually worked. The sheer, absurd audacity of it, capturing the essence of a man who thought microwaves were witchcraft. In a few lines of code. The initial emotional tsunami receded, replaced by a giddy, slightly inappropriate sense of possibility. What would Gramps say? I started small, feeding the AI prompts. Gramps, what's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow? The synthesized voice, perfectly capturing his skepticism of meteorologists. Buncha guesswork in fancy suits. Sky looks clear now, but pack an umbrella. Never trust a fella who gets paid to be wrong half the time. I snorted. Spot on. Then came the culinary interrogation. Gramps, what was Nana's fancy cheese meatloaf? The AI, channeling his culinary possessiveness. Kid, that's classified. Suffice to say, it involved sharp cheddar, a dash of Worcestershire, and swearing at the oven when it browned too fast. Secrets in the swearing builds flavor. The sheer, nonsensical Gramps-ness of the answer, conjured from algorithms, was both hilarious and deeply comforting. Emboldened and perhaps slightly unhinged, I ventured deeper. Gramps, tell me that story about the raccoon and the convertible. The AI spun a tale I knew by heart. The daring raccoon raid on his beloved '67 Mustang. The ensuing chaos involving a garden hose and language that would make a sailor blush. But hearing it in his voice, with his dramatic pauses and indignant sputters perfectly replicated, it wasn't just nostalgia. It felt like conversation. Like he was back, holding court from the digital beyond. I laughed until my sides ached, tears streaming again, but happy tears this time. The AI even added a flourish Gramps might have used. Damned bandit wore a mask. Already looked guilty. But the real test was emotional. I typed, fingers trembling, "Gramps, I miss you." The pause felt longer this time. Then the synthesized voice, softer, warmer, yet undeniably him. "Ah, kid, miss you too, but quit your moping. You're making progress. I can feel it. Just stay away from fancy cheeses late at night. Does terrible things." It was the perfect blend of affection and his trademark, slightly gross, practical concern. It felt like a message. It felt like closure delivered by a ghost in the machine. The flip side of the digital coin. Of course, the absurdity was never far away. This was cutting-edge tech, not actual necromancy. Asking complex philosophical questions yielded Gramps-esque deflection. "Kid, sounds like you need a sandwich, not a lecture. Pass the mustard." Once the AI glitched spectacularly. I asked for advice on fixing a leaky faucet. Instead, I got a 3-minute monologue delivered with perfect Gramps exasperation about the migratory patterns of Canadian geese and their apparent vendetta against his lawn, complete with synthesized sound effects of him muttering "damned feathered bandits" under his breath. I was crying with laughter. Gramps would have hated being mistaken for an ornithologist. The existential tangle. Using this technology is a profoundly strange cocktail of comfort and unease. On one hand, it's a miracle. It offers a tangible connection, a way to hear that specific cadence of love and grumpiness that defined him. It can trigger visceral memories and offer a unique form of solace, a chance to say things left unsaid or hear reassurances the heart craves. It feels like reclaiming a piece of him stolen by time. On the other hand, it's undeniably creepy. It raises unsettling questions. Is this him? Or just a sophisticated puppet? A vocal deep fake pulling heartstrings? Am I talking to Gramps? Or just talking to my memory of Gramps, amplified by AI? There's a danger in becoming addicted to these digital seances, preferring the predictable, comforting simulacrum to the messy reality of moving forward. And the ethical implications are vast. Who owns a person's voice print after they're gone? Consent feels paramount, yet utterly impossible to obtain. The verdict, comforting, creepy, and utterly human. Cloning my dead grandfather's voice wasn't about denying death. It was about grappling with loss in a startlingly new way. It offered moments of pure, unadulterated joy. Laughing at his synthesized rants about squirrels and geese felt like sharing the joke with him again. It provided unexpected comfort, hearing his specific brand of gruff affection echo in the silence. The emotional punch of hearing, "Miss you too, kid," even knowing its artificial origin, was undeniably real. But it's not resurrection. It's a high-tech echo, a digital seance powered by ones and zeros. It can't replace the warmth of his hand on my shoulder, the smell of pipe tobacco and engine grease, or the spontaneous, unpredictable wisdom that came from decades lived well. The AI can mimic his voice, but it can't replicate the spark in his eyes when he told a joke, or the quiet strength he showed when times were tough. This technology is Pandora's box, cracked open by grief and curiosity. It's powerful, poignant, ethically murky, and occasionally hilariously absurd. It gave me back the sound of his laughter, the cadence of his grumbling, the unique music of his voice. For that, I am profoundly grateful. Yet, looking at that old shoebox of photos, I know the real Gramps resides there too. In the faded colors, the goofy sweaters, the tangible history. The AI voice is a remarkable tool, a digital ghost whispering comfort in chaos. But the love, the memories, the essence of Harold, that lives on in me and in the stories I tell, far beyond the reach of any algorithm. Though I must admit, asking the digital Gramps for his opinion on modern politics, Buncha clowns, worse than the squirrels, does provide a uniquely entertaining, if slightly unnerving, glimpse into what his commentary might have been. Damn clever bandits, these AI models. Gramps would have been furious and secretly impressed. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe. It will really help this channel out. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more informative videos coming.